The cardiovascular system is one of the most important subsystems of the human biological system. Let us enter into the topic. The cardiovascular system is a complex closed hydraulic system, which performs the essential service of transportation of oxygen, carbon dioxide, numerous chemical compounds, and blood cells. Structurally, the heart is divided into right and left parts. Each part has two chambers called atrium and ventricle. The heart has four valves: the tricuspid valve or right atrioventricular valve, between the right atrium and ventricle. It consists of three flaps or cusps. It prevents the backward flow of blood from the right ventricle to the right atrium. Bicuspid mitral or left atrioventricular valve, between left atrium and left ventricle. The valve has two flaps or cusps. It prevents the backward flow of blood from the left ventricle to the atrium. Pulmonary valve, at the right ventricle. It consists of three half-moon-shaped cusps. This does not allow blood to come back to the right ventricle. Aortic valve, between the left ventricle and aorta. Its construction is like a pulmonary valve. This valve prevents the return of blood back to the left ventricle from the aorta. The heart wall consists of three layers: the pericardium, which is the outer layer of the heart. It keeps the outer surface moist and prevents friction as the heart beats. The myocardium is the middle layer of the heart. It is the main muscle of the heart, which is made up of short cylindrical fibers. This muscle is automatic in action, contracting and relaxing rhythmically throughout life. The endocardium is the inner layer of the heart. It provides a smooth lining for the blood to flow. The blood is carried to the various parts of the body through blood vessels, which are hollow tubes. There are three types of blood vessels. Arteries are thick-walled and they carry the oxygenated blood away from the heart. Veins are thin-walled and carry deoxygenated blood towards the heart. Capillaries are the smallest and the last level of blood vessels. They are so small that the blood cells, which make blood, actually flow one at a time through them. There are estimated to be over 800,000 kilometers of capillaries in human beings, which include all the arteries and veins, which carry blood. From an engineering point of view, the heart, which drives the blood through the blood vessels of the circulatory system, consists of four chambers: muscular pump that beats about 72 times per minute, on average for a normal adult, sending blood through every part of the body. The pump acts as two synchronized but functionally isolated two-stage pumps. The first stage of each pump, the atrium, collects blood from the hydraulic system and pumps it into the second stage, the ventricle. In this process, the heart pumps the blood through the pulmonary circulation to the lungs and through the systemic circulation to the other parts of the body. In the pulmonary circulation, the venous, deoxygenated, blood flows from the right ventricle, through the pulmonary artery, to the lungs, where it is oxygenated and gives off carbon dioxide. The arterial, oxygenated, blood then flows through the pulmonary veins to the left atrium. In systemic circulation, the blood is forced through blood vessels, which are somewhat elastic. The blood flows from the left atrium to the left ventricle and is pumped through the aorta and its branches, the arteries, out into the body. Through the arterioles, small arteries, the blood is distributed to the capillaries in the tissues, where it gives up its oxygen and chemical compounds, and takes up carbon dioxide and products of combustion. The blood returns to the heart along different routes from different parts of the body. It usually passes from the venous side of the capillaries directly via the venous system to either the superior vena cava or the inferior vena cava, both of which empty into the right atrium. The heart itself is supplied by two small but highly important arteries, the coronary arteries. They branch from the aorta just above the heart. If they are blocked by coronary thrombosis, myocardial infarction follows, often leading to a fatal situation. The heart rate is partly controlled by the autonomic nervous system and partly by hormone action. These control the heart pump's speed, efficiency, and fluid flow pattern through the system.